Follow me!
Living Waters presents On the Box.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of On the Box. A quick programming note. Yesterday I told you that Scotty would be on today.
He's not.
Scotty is not on today. Scotty will be on tomorrow. Scotty's day is Thursday and I lost track.
Unless it's Scotty in a Ray Comfort suit. It'd be pretty tight.
What are you, now,
Around the biceps.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
I'm not going to argue with you, boss.
It's been a whole week. Yeah.
I think I broke a thumbnail.
I've had a whole week with no one yelling at me.
It's been a whole week. Come on. No one's yelled at you in a week?
No, not really.
I don't yell at you. I yell with you.
You yell past me. Just whoosh.
So where you been?
Atlanta, Georgia. Sweating. Boy, it's humid there.
Yeah.
Hot, like 95 degrees, and it feels like rain when you walk through it. But we had a good time.
Yeah.
It was a Christian Booksellers Association convention, and when you're an author or have any finger in any pie, you have to go to that because you meet key people. It's kind of boring sometimes, but it's worth it to meet those key folks.
So, who did you meet that you could tell us about?
Well, I could tell you about meeting the Duggars. Had dinner with the Duggars.
Now that had to take a long time.
Yeah, well,
right. I mean, 19
it was
kids.
Pizza. Yeah, I'd missed lunch and I was really hungry and I could smell pizza. And with 19 kids ordering pizza plus the guests, you have to have the patience of Job. But anyway,
did you actually get any pizza?
Yeah, I changed tables when I saw the pizza arrive at another table. I went and had fellowship at that table, and I got in early. But I had to try and make sure it was okay for the kids.
Yeah. So did you go from table to table for that fellowship?
Didn't need
pieces?
to. 3 pieces of pizza does me.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's actually for a guy your size. That's not bad.
Thank you.
That's quite a bit. Were they big pizzas?
No, they were thin crusts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, all right. Okay.
But the Duggars are wonderful people. If you don't know who they are, they're a family. They've had 19 children, and there could be more coming. They love our ministry.
Wait, hang on.
Yes.
Are they really thinking of having more?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It was just
well, I mean, after 19, I guess anything's possible, right?
I didn't like to ask.
Oh, okay.
No, you can give them a call and ask if you want. I think it's a bit private.
Hi, I'm Tony. You don't know me. I'm just wondering if you're going for 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would go for 20. If I had 19, you got to round it off. You know? But anyway, they're wonderful people. They love our ministry. They carry our tracts. They've watched the 4th season. And what's more, they want to open air preach. Jim Bob Duggar was talking to me about going somewhere.
The academy?
Yeah, one of the girls wanted to come to the academy, but they're on the Learning Channel, and he's going to speak to them about the possibility of doing a special program. So that's very exciting.
A special program about open air
the kids,
preaching?
the boys particularly, learning to open air preach. But that would be a...
So are they coming to the academy or not?
I don't know. I can't give you details.
Why?
Because we're on air. It's not firmed up.
Oh, okay.
It's not wise to.
Right. Okay, well, no one's listening.
Oh, okay. You were.
Anybody else?
Who else to meet? Yeah, some other key people. I met Max Lucado, or Lucado, however you pronounce it, Joel Osteen's sister, who loves our ministry.
Really?
Yeah, she was very, very enthusiastic.
Wow.
And a lot of other key people, very important people whose names I've forgotten.
Okay.
No, very important.
Well, and Mark went with you.
Yes, Mark.
Did Mark get in any trouble?
No, but we got very tired. We got in at about 3:30 a.m. This morning. The flight was delayed.
Oh, yeah. Because you said you were supposed to be back about 10 o'clock last night?
Yeah, and I sat next to an atheist on the plane who backslid and then confided in me that he was surfing and almost drowned, and he called out to God, and God saved him, and he was really appreciative. So there's no atheist in shark-infested waters.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine Mark is tired. I mean, we had a pretty quick trip to New Jersey this weekend.
Yes. Did you have turbulence?
We had the turbulence we had, Ray. I've never heard the fuselage of a plane crack and creak the way I heard.
You know it's bad when the passengers shout. I've been in planes like that where they yell.
No one was shouting.
Mark didn't call out.
Mark didn't call. No, Mark was positioning a barf bag.
Oh, Mark.
He didn't actually use it now.
Mark usually yells out, "We're going to die."
Does he really?
Yes, he does. He does when I'm in.
Is that like an icebreaker to start conversations?
Yeah, he's just proved that whole positive confession thing. You know, what you say you get. It's just not true. He's been yelling, "We're going to die" for years, and he's still here.
What, did you guys get turbulence again?
No, but we've had turbulence, and I've been in turbulence, and all the passengers are yelling, "Oh, yeah," and it's not fun. But yeah, the plane creaks, doesn't it? And the wings.
You've heard that before.
I've heard planes creaking.
Yeah, I mean,
it was really bad.
I've been in a plane so small where you can actually see the rivets popping up and down in the wing.
I've been in a plane so small that my head hit the roof. Seriously, it was horrible.
You got me. You beat me there. Hey, let's move on. Hey, we didn't announce the giveaways yet.
We didn't?
We're just catching up. This is the first we've seen each other in a week, and missed you, man. Giveaways, first prize, hardcover edition of the New Evidence Bible. You notice he didn't respond when I said I miss you, man. He didn't say anything. Second prize.
I was getting emotional, and I just thought we don't want to go there.
All right, second prize is Why Pro-Life by Randy Alcorn. Third prize,
That's a good book. I read it the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a great book. God bless Randy for his stand on the pro-life issues.
Amen. And 5 packs of our traditional
Can't see your face with the money
bill.
in the room.
That's okay. That's right. Don't need to see me. But I got my Kaiser helmet on. Hi! Email us at onthebox@livingwaters.com. Onthebox@livingwaters.com. Full name, full address, and your zip code, please. 100 people have entered so far for this week's giveaway. We want 200 or 300 more.
Why?
Just because that means there's that many more people actually watching the show. You know what, Dad? Are you telling friends about your show? Or about our show? I don't know if you have a show, but we have a show. It's called On the Box. Are you telling your friends? We're getting a lot of emails, Ray, of people that just say they're really blessed by the program. And I'm just wondering if they're actually inviting their friends or they're just keeping it all to yourself.
Well, maybe their friends work or something and they've got other things to do. Because this is during the day, isn't it?
Right, but they can watch it on one place. They can watch it on Light Source. They can watch it on Ustream. They can watch it on YouTube. We're everywhere.
It's nothing like live, though. Live is good.
Well, wait, no, Ray, we're actually encouraging people to go and watch the podcast.
Okay,
you're
watch it.
You're doing it again, Ray. Okay. All right. So anyways, if you would like to win one of those 3 prizes, please email us. Email us with your questions. Keep those coming. That gives us a lot of good material for the program. We love getting your questions, your comments, your concerns, good, bad, or ugly. Just send them to us at onthebox@livingwaters.com. Ray, we started something new yesterday. We called it the Bunker Cam.
Oh.
The Bunker Cam. Switch to the Bunker Cam. There you go.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
right. Danny and Woody back there again. There you go.
Hey, did you explain why he's called Woody?
Well, let's show the.
Show
go
your
back
face.
to the Bunker Cam.
Look, you seen.
Is there any reason why we wouldn't call him Woody?
Toy Story. It's not easy to say Toy Story. Toy Story 3. Toy boat.
Toy boat.
Toy Story 3.
So the reason why we were a little late getting on today is because Greg's volunteering back there, and he made it quite clear that we cannot fire a volunteer, and so he proceeded to push buttons he shouldn't. And
that means if things go wrong, he can just walk off because he's a volunteer.
He can just walk off, yeah. And you know what? And apparently you can just walk off too because you're the boss.
Okay, I'm the boss.
Yes. All right. The grown-up upstairs is probably desperately wanting us to get to evangelism. So let's go to the chat room. What advice would you have for a 17-year-old who wants to evangelize at school? This would be a high school age kid.
Yes. Do it.
There you go. That's right. Don't ask. Well, I was going to say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yes, it. Yeah.
But you have a lot of rights as a high school student on your campus to distribute literature and exercise free speech, so long as you're not disrupting the regular operations of the school or disrupting what's going on in the classroom. You have the freedom to hand out tracts. And so, yeah, Ray, I think that's a good point. Just do it.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, in years to come, you'll regret not doing it because you've got a huge liberty that you won't have when you leave school. You've got all these people you can reach whose lives can be, touched by the power of God at this early stage. So, yeah, definitely do it. Yeah, and if you're handing out tracts on your campus Monday through Friday, you're going to be far more effective than the typical youth ministry who's handing out pizza and foosball on Wednesday nights. So, do it. Sounds good.
Well yeah. I like pizza. And I like foosball.
I don't know what foosball is.
Foosball? It's New Zealand football in a game.
Oh, those little things.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought you said handing out.
Greg was back there
I thought you said
something.
handing out pizza and foosball.
Handing out pizza.
I thought, how do you do that?
I don't know.
Here, take one of these machines.
I was just grabbing for something provocative to say, and it fell up all over the place.
Switch to the back camera in the bunker.
No. The grown-up said don't show them too often. Any advice?
I can understand why.
Next question is, any advice for people who tend to lose their train of thought when witnessing.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, get a little card. A little card that gives you your key points. Never write everything out, but just your little stepping stone. Say, look, I've got some questions I want to ask you here. Question number 1, I wouldn't be embarrassed to do that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Just do it. Practice what you preach until it comes naturally.
Yeah, the survey that we produce is helpful for that. You know, just have that in your bag or in your pocket. And if you're stumbling through and not sure what to say, ask those questions.
Practice. Get it into your mind so it comes naturally. Practice on your dog, practice in the mirror, practice in the shower. Just practice everywhere. Go through the gospel.
Yeah, I've gotten some strange looks walking through the neighborhood, open air preaching to myself and heckling myself.
Just put on a Bluetooth.
Just put on, there you go. Hey, speaking of Bluetooth, have you ever tried cell phone evangelism?
We've done it, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done it. I was asking those folks. It was kind of a question for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, where you get a Christian friend on the phone and take them through the good person test. People love to eavesdrop on conversations, and people with cell phones always talk louder than they should because even though they want privacy, they want everyone to hear the important things they're talking about on the phone. So just take someone through the gospel, a Christian friend, have them call you and repeat some of the things they're saying so that the people who are eavesdropping have context. I used to go from Starbucks to Starbucks, go in, sit down, get a phone call from a friend, take them through the gospel, basically open air inside.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure I thought you meant I'd go to a stranger and say, here, take the cell phone, and I go over here, and you witness them on the cell phone.
No, you make arrangements for someone you know to call you.
Oh.
And you basically role play one-to-one conversation with them on the phone.
I kind of did that in the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember you doing that.
Yeah,
but I remember the
teleprompter was broken.
Oh, that's right. You open aired.
So I open aired into the camera, just went through the gospel while people were listening. So that was really real fun for me. Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, one more. I have an acquaintance who claims to be a homosexual. She claims to be a Christian, and that her sin is just like anyone else's who struggles with sin. I'm a guy. How should I handle this?
Boy, it's like someone saying I'm an adulterer. I just struggle with it as other people do. You've got to totally repent of it, turn from it, and stay away from it with all your heart.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Tony?
Well, someone who says that their sin is like anyone else's probably has been either heard on Christian television or been in a church where sin is minimized. And, pastors and teachers tell people, hey, don't worry about it. You're just like the rest of us. And so they see their sin is no big deal because others do it. But people like this often are basically creating a God in their own imagination in their mind.
Yes, that's right. They need the fear of the Lord.
What's that?
Need the fear of the Lord.
Right, exactly. They figure that God will just simply overlook their sin. As far as how to handle it, if the person claims to be a Christian, you confront them as you would any other brother or sister in Christ. Basically what Matthew 18 says, go to your brother. And if your brother turns from their sin, you've won your brother. But be honest with them and be straightforward with them.
And also ask if they're reading the Word every day. More than likely they're not, because the Bible brings conviction.
Well, and another thing you can do is 3 minutes to live.
Right?
Yes. You can ask your friend, we both claim to be Christians. What if I wasn't a Christian and I had 3 minutes to live? What would you say to me? And usually what comes out of their mouth is going to reveal the true condition of their heart.
Have you seen... Sorry, you finish that sentence. Is that sentence finished?
Period.
Did you ever seen the footage Scotty's got of season 4 where I had a knife in my back and went up and actually I had to put a knife in my back? And
I haven't seen it all, but I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, it's real interesting.
I've seen the reaction of people.
Yeah, one guy, I says, excuse me, I got a knife in my back, and showed him my back, and he goes, nice.
So he didn't believe you.
Yeah, it was a plastic, one of those ones where the blade goes into it, and I'd put a bit of plastic across and strapped to my back or something, but it makes it more real for someone if you... It'd be good to put out some T-shirts with a knife in the front. So you could go up to people and say, excuse me, I've got a knife, maybe I've got 3 minutes to live.
And if you're a good actor, you stagger. And
yeah, a little bit of ketchup.
I don't know. Do you think people actually come up to you and want to engage you in conversation?
I don't know. It could be interesting.
If you look like you're about to die? Okay. Mommy evangelism. There's a segue for you. Danny jumped behind the...
He did?
He did. One of our viewers, Jen Hopkins from Deltona, Florida, has started a new evangelism that I thought was pretty interesting. The website is mommyevangelism.com. And here's what she writes. I recently started a ministry called Mommy Evangelism. I know you have some moms, women who watch the show, and I would be so thankful if you let them know about our ministry. There you go. And
there's Mommy.
There's Jen. Yeah, Jen's the mom on the left.
Oh, we knew that. We figured that.
I don't know the baby's name. We'll just call the baby Bibbs for now because the baby's wearing a bib.
Okay.
Jen and Bibbs. Where was I? I don't know. Our goal is to train moms to use this hugely fruitful season of life, which not all prophets of the kingdom of God, but also the children who they are raising to. I read that completely wrong. I don't know why. I know from watching On the Box every day, one of the common questions you get is how to start a conversation with people. I have 5 children. Way to go, Jen. I am stopped all day long by people who tell me, boy, you have your hands full, and wow, 5 children. I've learned to use this time to head out tracts, engage them in conversations, go through the law and the gospel, etc. I have no issue taking up their time because they stopped me. Good call. See, use your children.
You know, we should produce a Duggar tract. That would probably go down well.
How big would that be, though? I mean,
you'd have
not going to be a pocket size. It would be our first 8x10 tract.
Well, we could figure 19 by 10.
19 by 10. Yeah. Jen goes on. She says, I can easily give out 10 to 20 tracts during just one shopping trip. Many moms have no idea how lucky they are to talk to so many people a day. They have no idea that they can turn negative comments into an opportunity to share the gospel. The Lord has called me to help free these women from their discouragement and show them their call in the Great Commission. They do not need to wait until their children are grown. The time is now. We like that attitude. Go get them now. One of the very disheartening things I have found while researching this ministry is that 85 to 90% of the ministry's books, etc., out there training women and moms to do evangelism are Mormon.
Wow, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
Be Fruitful and Multiply would be a good book for moms training to evangelize.
You're going to write that tonight, aren't you?
Not tonight.
You're going to write. You are too. You're going to.
No.
You are too. 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to write.
I'm jet lagged.
Nah, that doesn't stop you. That just fuels my fire. If they can train women for their false god, I sure can go out there and start training some moms to share the one true God they serve. Plus, more is caught than taught. If I boldly declare, my children will too. A double benefit. And then she goes on to tell us how thankful she is about the ministry. But she has a question.
I like that more is caught than taught.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
it's
read
like
that again. I'll read that again.
when you go out and you do it.
More is caught than taught.
It's a much better learning experience to go and actually do it. It's like swimming.
Yeah.
You know, you can teach about swimming, but if you jump in a pool and swim,
just throw the kid in the deep end and go, you better get to the top. You're running out of time. No.
Please don't try this
at
home.
No. That was not. Yeah. Oh, the grown-ups coming down now with the release liability forms. Question. Also, I'm writing up a caution list for women when it comes to evangelizing. What are some of the cautions you give women other than open airing in a team? So moms are out there with their kids doing evangelism. Maybe they're at a park or a playground or a store or something like that. Any words of caution for them?
I can't think of any. I check the files and there's nothing there other than that what you give to most other people. You know, be gentle, loving, kind. Just be careful of the type of people you go up to, especially being a woman.
Yeah.
You know?
And Jen, since you're doing mommy evangelism and you're going to be talking about how to do evangelism out there when you have your kids, don't take your eyes off your kids.
Oh, yeah, that's
Do not take your eyes off your kids. And as the kids get a little older, maybe you can incorporate them into the evangelism because it's very tough to refuse a tract from a little cutie, you know?
That's why people take my tracts.
I was going to say that, but, you know, people would talk.
Greg is laughing behind. Have a shot from. Can we switch over?
We can switch back over.
Go on,
he won't be laughing now because it takes too long.
Yeah, look at that. Because he's. How tall are you, Greg? 6'4".
Well, he's certainly not a cutie either. He's got to get the boy a mustache. You know? Although I guess on laminated wood you can't really grow hair. So.
Now you got your picture taken with Woody at Disneyland, didn't you?
No. That's another story.
That's another. You didn't get
okay.
Oh, that's.
Yeah. They really can't hear your conversation. Although you can't. They can't hear all of those guys back there on the mics. Yeah, I was watching the show yesterday just to see how funny Eddie actually was, and he was very funny. Eddie was great the last couple of days.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, he took the day off today to recover from being on the show 2 days in a row. He did, yeah. All right. Heckled by a yacht. Ray, have you ever been heckled by a yacht?
I've been on a yacht.
You have?
Yes,
I've
I
never
was
been on a
in
yacht.
Florida
There
with
you go.
a nice Christian brother.
The
and
conspiracy theorists are going to say Ray Comfort owns a yacht.
No, this Christian brother asked me to go for it was fun for about an hour.
Yeah. This is in the inner harbor of Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that is me with my traditional floppy hat, standing on what I thought was just a concrete wall. And I'm preaching the gospel to a crowd of people. And I hear this "Wah!" coming from behind me.
Oh.
And I thought, something's in the water.
And there's that boat?
That's one of those party yachts. And as it got closer to the dock, I started to get heckled not only by the horn of the yacht, but by the music they started to blare on the yacht and people on the yacht. But I was told that the crowd could still hear me over the...
Heckled by a yacht.
Heckled by a yacht.
And what did it say to you?
Well, I just shared... yeah. Have you ever been heckled in a strange way, Ray? That was probably the weirdest heckling experience
No,
for me.
I don't think I can beat a yacht. That's up there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's
that I
good.
was looking to win anything. Tell him what he's won. What's a strange situation for you?
Take a bow after being heckled by a yacht. Strange. I can't think of any.
35, 40 years of...
Yeah. Heckled
gotta
by
be-
the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar
Yeah.
was just absolutely wonderful experience for me. Heckled by Pontius Pilate and Caiaphas the high priest. That was neat. And they were dressed in full garb, big beards, spoke very eloquently and saying, "Who is this? Who are you? What have you sacrificed?" And it was a good time.
There's a story I think you've told on the show before, but it's very, very funny. Story of a guy who came up either claiming to be possessed or claiming to be Satan.
No, claim to be God.
Or claiming to be God, was that it? And
Yes,
then you asked
Larry.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
How did that go?
Yeah, Easy and I were with a group at Santa Monica years ago, and we had a good-sized crowd, maybe 200 people, and suddenly this booming voice came from the crowd, "I am the Lord thy God!" And he stepped forward, this guy, and he stepped right up to me, repeating it, "I am the Lord thy God." I says, "What's your name?" He said, "Larry." That was anticlimactic.
We all thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Well, the people at home maybe thought it was funny.
Okay,
just
we're getting thumbs up from the
Oh,
bunker.
2 thumbs up in the
Two thumbs
bunker.
up from the bunker. Okay. All right, we got a few minutes left.
If your name is Larry at home, I hope you weren't offended.
I got a story about Larry.
You have?
Yeah. My dad passed away a decade or so ago, maybe a little longer than that. He had this thing where if he didn't know somebody, he would always call them Larry. And that was my dad's way of calling the person a goofball or something like that. He would just say, "Hey, Larry," Well, we're moving one day, and some of Maria's family is helping us move, and she has an uncle named Larry. So my dad had never met Uncle Larry before, and so all day long, my dad is saying, "Hey, Larry, come over here, Larry," and Uncle Larry would come, So I waited till the end of the day, and I said, "Hey, Dad, guess what? What? His name really is Larry." So
Oh, that's funny.
that was about as funny as
Have you heard the
yours,
saying?
I guess.
No. Happy as Larry. Have you heard that saying?
What's that?
He's as happy as Larry, or is that
Is that a New Zealand
It's
thing?
a Australian New Zealand one.
He's as happy as Larry?
Yeah, Larry must be a happy
I'm about
guy.
to fire the volunteer in the
Yeah.
back of the camera. Yeah. All right. From Veronica. From Veronica. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
What they did.
You got to see. I wish you could see this.
Could you do it again?
But to see Danny and
Dude.
Greg synchronized swimming together.
Do it again.
Yeah, look at that.
That's what happened
We just got to put the rubber hats on them and.
to Greg's joke.
Oh, that's so bad.
Greg's
Oh
joke.
my! You know what? We lost probably 3 or 4 viewers today. From Veronica.
All of them.
This is important. From Veronica. I currently fold $1 million tracts in thirds and leave them in the credit card slot at gas pumps. My husband and I saw a lady pull up to an empty pump. I had put a tract in. She looked very confused by what was in there. It took her a few minutes to take it out. Then she put it on top of the gas pump. I saw someone else do the same thing. So my question is, do you think maybe it's not such a good idea to do that, since people might just leave them on top of the gas pump and not read them?
Some tall person is going to find it on the top of the gas pump. You're going to see a Greg Elsasser, Woody, one day, saved because he reached up or reached down and got one of those folded ones from the top of a gas pump. No, keep doing it.
Sure.
I'll tell you what happened. We were on the train that runs in the Land Airport is rather huge. It's like a city
big place,
itself.
yeah.
So we're on one of those trains going from the terminal to the baggage claim or whatever. And I went to give a guy a tract and he wouldn't take it. And the train said, "Would you like one of these?" No. And suddenly the train jerked, so it accidentally dropped out of my hand towards him. and it fell on the floor. I just looked the other way. And Easy said, some other guys picked it up. He's reading it. No, it was Mark Spencer was giving a commentation of what's going on. So, yeah, that was a failure. The guy wouldn't take it, went on the floor, and some other person picks it up and reads the whole thing. So, yeah, keep doing it. Never be discouraged. If 1 out of 10 reads a gospel tract, that's well worth it. Yeah,
usually I leave tracts at gas pumps too, but I don't fold them up. I use the $1 trillion bill, leave it fully extended, and I slide it into the pump handle. Because the person's going to have to move that $1 trillion bill to get to the pump handle. So maybe don't fold them up. Maybe they're not recognizing it as or what looks like money. And I'm sure the naysayers will come back with something about how we're deceiving people with money and yada, yada, yada. Get over it. We are already. You know, so.
Carry on.
I will. See if we... 2 minutes?
No, he was giving the victory sign.
Wow, he almost launched himself over the table to give us that 2-minute sign. Rookie. From Andy, thank you for all the insight and encouragement to share our faith in Jesus. Recently, I spoke with someone who wants to reach out to atheists, but you like this.
That's good.
But I don't agree with their method and was wondering if you could give me advice about the issue. This individual wants to put up a table with a banner at college campuses that says, "Atheism is stupid."
I like that.
They said we need to kind of blend in with the shock factor methods that atheist groups are using in order to draw people in. This is
See, I'll tell you what's really good. That doesn't say atheists are stupid. It says atheism is stupid. So I think you can go with that. I think I'd love that. You're going to get people come to your table. Argumentative Christians.
Yeah. They said that being nicey-nicey, I don't know if that's a down-under or over-top term, nicey-nicey over the past 50 years hasn't worked and that we need to appeal to our audience. I spoke with this individual and explained that I don't agree. I feel that people are more shocked when we continue to show love, even when we have been treated badly, rather than starting off by name-calling. I think atheists like to use intellectual arguments from science, etc., and would be more receptive if we start by asking them what they believe, followed up with intellectual arguments from science, etc. as well, to show them the fallacies that they are believing. This individual wants to talk to me more about the issue. I was wondering if there's any insights you can give.
Yes, have to have two tables, one that says atheists are nice, one that says atheism is stupid, and see who comes to your table more. And I think the atheists will gravitate to the atheism is stupid more, and you get to speak to more.
Yeah.
That's just my personal thought.
I disagree with Andy in that we should start off by getting into intellectual arguments to show them that we can speak at their level or whatever, because you're just going to spend hours and hours in intellectual arguments. Yeah. Get to the law and the gospel. You winning an intellectual debate with an atheist will put them no closer to heaven. They need to repent and
They'll
believe.
They'll just run off and get some more arguments so they can carry on in their fornication and pornography.
Right, because they love their sin. So you have to go to the conscience as quickly as you can. So atheism is stupid. That banner would be okay out on Huntington Beach, you think? Atheism is stupid?
In a university, I think it would be better, because that's what you want to attract the university student to come across and say, why are you saying that? And you say, well, it is. The Bible says it is.
Yeah, what's wrong with saying atheism is stupid? What's any different than saying, abortion is murder or murder is wrong? Atheism is stupid.
The guy that was on the plane that I came back with, I don't know if I mentioned this to you on the program, but he was an atheist. And he backslid and changed his mind. And I said to him how silly atheism is. And the reason he changed his mind is I said, well, an atheist believes that nothing created everything, a scientific impossibility. And he agreed. He says, no, I think something did. And we found out why he didn't want it to be God. It was because of his sin. So, yeah, atheism is stupid. The Bible says that in Romans chapter 1 and in Psalm 14 and Psalm, I think it's 54. It repeats it. Yeah. So I wouldn't hesitate.
All right, so with atheism being stupid, we're going to call it a day.
What else would we call it? Night?
It depends where you are when you're watching our program.
Okay.
We have people watching in Switzerland, South Africa. I got an email today from someone from South Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so people are watching around the world, whether it's day or night.
Thank you very much for watching this program.
There you go. We'll see you tomorrow. Scotty will be on tomorrow, and the segment in his Exodus case study is Here Comes Pharaoh.
Ooh.
Ooh. So until tomorrow, be encouraged, strengthened, and unafraid. Actually, did I blow that?
No.
Be encouraged, strengthened, and unafraid?
No, you said perfect.
What's the last line?
Go preach the gospel.
Something like it. Go!
Ooh.
Sorry.
You're full of it! Living Waters presents On the Box.